Hey, my name is PolishLynx, welcome to the letter! Alright, let's get to this party started. Hosting party is always the same old song and dance, no matter how big or small it is. Is that so? You make sure your guests are well fed, have good company, and have them generally enjoy themselves. So when opening remarks are done, when the band has started to play and the guests have started eating, I find myself wandering around aimlessly unless I'm pulled aside. For a while I stay with a small group and entertain them before excusing myself. And when they are not anymore watching me, I end up watching them. When they don't listen, I do. A local banker is having trouble with his daughter who wishes to marry her off, but she wants nothing more but to make music. So, isn't it a kind of good thing? Kind of. I don't get it why they want. Parents, why they want their children to get into marriages early, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not that old-fashioned. I technically never have seen a reason to get married. But whatever. One of our hotel managers worry about the stolen belongings of one of his patrons, a fading insecurity which should be brought up to higher authority soon. Our mayor, well, his cat died. Then there is that rose-haired woman once again. It is hard not to notice her with her distinctive locks. She also lacks the grace that the other ladies have, for that does not make her any less beautiful. Her stance and the air she exudes instead are strong, and they make her stand out despite her casual attire. Many men have given her the attention, for each invitation to dance has been turned down. Approached intrigued, although it is no great mystery what occupies her own attention, with the glances she keeps sending towards the boy with the oriental hair. She remains unaware, for even as I stand beside her, protect that I am there for a drink.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you think?
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
Oh, you're fine, dearie. It's only really the parvenu, those who climb, that come to these parties all dolled up. Quite the black-haired beauty, isn't he?
The boy comes over, but I do nothing to speak any softer. He merely passed by, and it is a wonder he doesn't hear what I say.
Who, Ash?
You know, you really shouldn't have turned down those offers. If I wasn't married, I'd happily go dancing with those young men. But you said a name. Ash. That's the exquisite lad you've been looking at all this time. I don't know him, and I'm the one hosting this party. That must mean you know each other. Is he your boyfriend then? Because that would explain those rejections.
In all my life, I have never seen a face grow red so fast. The shade of her hair did not help us well. This is the most pink I've seen on a person, really.
What? No, that's ridiculous. He isn't my boyfriend.
Such a violent reaction. A simple no would have sufficed. None here would be happy to hear it.
And I haven't been looking at him.
That's right. You've been staring. Quite heatedly, in fact. Although I'm not sure if you look like you want to kiss him or kill him.
It's more the latter currently.
Just don't go murdering him on my property. I don't want to walk into a room and suddenly find a body there.
I waver as I feel the burning of someone's stairs. It is chilling, and for I'm used to entering the gaze of others, this one makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Oh fuck. My attention is pulled from the girl and I see a woman staring. Dark hair and dirty, she looks more like a beggar than a guest, and I have half the mind to call the security at her when her mouth breaks out into a grin. All I hear is her laughing. Taunting. Her stare makes my blood run cold. She looks at me like I am nothing but a pig to slaughter for her amusement. It makes my hand shake and I nearly drop my drink. But then in a blink she's gone and the buzz of the party returns.
I'll keep that in mind, but... Are you alright?
Yes, sorry. I just thought I saw something strange. It must be the trick of the light. Anyway, on a right, as you must already know.
Rebecca Gales.
Gales.
The name is familiar, like a fond memory. Wait, reunion? What? I recall a kind lady, a private tutor who treated me like her own daughter when I was young. She'd even bring me food when there was no need to do so. Usually stovies, which I honestly hadn't been too keen about, if I ate them, nonetheless because she brought them for me.
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way. But yeah, that's me. Little Becky. We met once before.
Yes, oh, I remember you! You were the cutest little thing with glasses! And when we met, you were having boy troubles with this lad called something with an A. What was it again? Aaron, Alan, Adele, Albert, Alexander, Andrew?
The more list of names, the more red and the more quiet Becky gets. She starts to look a bit miserable as her body language shows discomfort and stiffness. Perhaps I have triggered a horrid childhood memory. Surely I had been when she visited with her mother. I didn't quite remember all of it.
Ashton! Ash! That man is that boy! The same one.
Oh boy!
Oh goodness me, after all these years! I can see why though. He's quite dashing.
You don't really need to announce it to everyone with an earshot, you know? Keep it down.
I'm so sorry, but it really is cute.
And a tad bit sad.
So, this is a nice party, Miss Wright.
Please, Anna's fine. We're friends of a sort, aren't we? We must be friends, seeing as I know about your little infatuation, Becky. Don't you worry, dearie. You'll have your happy ending yet.
Now will she?
I'm not too concerned about that, am I? That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh? And what makes you think that? Doesn't everybody want their happy ending?
The idea of happy endings sounds like they're just for fairy tales. And they are, sorta. I don't think you can just sit around, trapped in some tower and hope for the best.
True.
If you love them, you have to fight for it, right? You're not just going to sit there and hope that everything will just fix itself on its own. Like everything, you have to work at it.
Are you doing that, Fall?
But what do I know?
There is a grimace, although she starts relaxing at my presence. How long has it been since we met as children? Certainly a long time. She was tiny back then, if I recall correctly.
I'm sure the daughter of the two greatest professors I've ever known is smart enough to know what she's talking about. But have you told him how you feel? And it's been what? 20 years?
What?
17, actually.
But that's still a lot.
But no, not yet. He can be a bit dense.
Makes sense, makes sense.
I was hoping that maybe he'd notice on his own and...
Well, that won't do.
True.
What if you two become husband and wife? He's not to be dense when he's sworn himself to another person. Why, you might just as well consider leaving before the day's even begun.
If that happens, I'll have to give him a good ear bashing, won't I? Whoever anyone ends up with, it's not going to be a perfect relationship anyway. There's going to be things you'll love and things you'll hate about the other person. We're just humans. It's funny. Here I am, trying to give you advice when you did the very same thing back then. I remember you giving me a makeover when we were still kids. And you were the first I told anyone about my... crush.
I do remember now that she mentions it. Did I give her that yellow summer dress or the pink blouse and petticoat? She must have kept some of what I said in mind. It feels ridiculous remembering all of that years later, talking about boys and how they go crazy for pretty girls, as if it's some gospel every woman should adhere to. It was so easy to say such things then, with me not knowing any better. For looking at her now, she must have kept some of what I said in mind. Perhaps I did say something good at the time, enough for her to take it to the heart. But all that didn't matter in the moment as I mull over what she just said in my head. What Becky told me is very different from what Mary Ann told me. There is no time to ponder over it, however, as a hush descends upon the once lively crowd. The music of strings and each other slows to a green halt as the doors from the foyer opens. The last of the latecomers should have arrived months ago, and anyone else this late would simply be too embarrassed to show their face. So this can only be one person, or rather, one man. There is only one man who is audacious enough to arrive at his own party so late.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party? I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the right mansion.
Unlike I, who was raised in spotlight and simply grew used to his presence, he sought it out every chance he could, even when there was no spotlight that showed. And I'd never put it against him when he smiles like that. He did so quite brilliantly under the scrutiny when he channels his showmanship. You can tell by the way people's eyes light up as he speaks, how they listen enraptured even if all he's doing is a simple greeting. A little wave of his hands here, a little smile there, and a bit of swagger. I always tell him that if he is not to be a businessman, he'll do well as an entertainer. I love this side of him, especially when he looks at me and he beckons me over to humbly share his place. Not a single second is wasted as I excuse myself from backside and I make my way to Lux.
Welcome one and all to our humble abode. Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are all ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen, if you would excuse my presumptuousness. So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses as we only allowed the best to be served. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone!
There's a round of applause, cheers, and even some hoots. I don't understand why. Guests approach us left and right to shake Lou's hand and greet him personally, praises on their lips. It is because of this that I do not see her. I not see her until she is dangerous close, with fury in her eyes, and she's already spitting venom. Who? Johannes restrains her, taking care not to unnecessarily harm the pregnant woman. But that does little to deter her rage, and the man has no choice but to let her go, lest the newborn child is hurt. Although it might be too late for that, as I see an empty glass of wine in her hand. How much has she embedded in?
Are you feeling ill, Rochelle? Perhaps you need to sit down and...
No! Shut it, you munter! I ain't talking to you! I'm talking to this scumbag over here! You bloody bastard, standing there with your smarmy smile!
She rounds me, jabbing her finger in my direction before she rounds on Luke. Even as whispers and murmurs break out among the guests, all I can focus on is the heat of the moment. Obviously intoxicated, judging by the smell of alcohol on the breath. I'm not ticked off about this little display of hers, at least not yet. But I'm absolutely pissed by the fact that she'd endanger her own baby by drinking. There is a considerable amount of restraint and grace that I must exercise while I wait for her tantrum to subside. I keep a patient, if tight smile on my face. Luke's expression, on the other hand, is indecipherable.
Watch your tongue! You're on thin ice, Rochelle. Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
I did.
And I told you with great emphasis not to. Now we have a drunk, hormonal, pregnant woman causing a stir. What is even going on?
I'm just about to ask the same thing.
I don't know. But Rochelle, do calm down before you hurt yourself. I can't understand a word you're saying.
Where is that husband of yours? Lee! Collect your wife right now!
Don't you fucking talk like I'm not here and you're not responsible, you ass! You told me that I should wait for you in the gardens!
Excuse me. What is this nonsense you're going on about?
Crazy talk! That's all it is! Just completely and utterly mad! Has anyone seen the Chief Inspector?
I am pregnant with your little bastard. You promised me you'll take responsibility.
Heh.
God damn it, Luke. I finally got you to talk to me after months of silence, and you do this to me.
What? What?
What do you mean you're pregnant with? Luke, is this true?
Lies and slander, woman! Security! Johans, take her out of here before she makes an even bigger fool of herself!
No, you do not do this to me. I was so ready to leave my stupid oaf of a husband. I told you to leave that damn wife of yours. Look at her. Does she look like she wants a baby? Does she look like she could take care of a baby?
Yes. God damn it, are you fucking kidding me, man? The Right Mansion is officially opened its doors with a grand housewarming feast. Zachary Steele, Ashton Frey, and Rebecca Gates were seen attending. However, what was supposed to be a day of merriment turned sour when Rochelle Lee, the chief inspector's wife, accused Luke Wright of fathering her unborn baby. Wow. Well, if Luke cheated, then he's a piece of shit, because Hannah, how could you cheat on someone like Hannah, damn it? How? It is now that Johannes returns with security along with a concerned looking officer Lee. They surround her and move his court as a hysterical woman. Judging by his pale face, he has heard the whole thing, and I feel nothing but pity for the man.
I'm so sorry for her behavior. She's been under a lot of stress. And the alcohol.
Yeah, she shouldn't have touched it.
Talking nonsense, that's all
Actually,
it is.
mustn't have touched it.
You're not allowed to drink because of the baby, Shelley. What are you thinking?
Nothing to see here, people. Move along.
Is there really nothing here but the rumblings of drunk? Yeah, that's right. You'd realize that drunk people usually tell the truth. And they don't actually lie. The made-up stories are when you are completely sober. Anyway, there's no way that what Rochelle says is the truth. What she says does match up. I know, Luke. If such a scandalous meeting are to be arranged, he won't do it in such an exposed place, especially not near his precious flowers. And he definitely won't promise responsibility of our child unless it can be helped. Besides, Luke will never. He'll never go so far as to sleep with another woman, right? Okay, fine. Who am I kidding? If I'm to be completely honest with myself, he might cheat. With a bit of temptation and a bit of alcohol, he just might. And doesn't that just make my blood boil to even think of the slightest possibility of infidelity? Lee isn't too far off when he told me how Luke still acted like some young hotshot bachelor. Okay, perhaps a break is needed between the two. Or I need to work for my happy ending. Actually, technically, I would assume that working for my happy ending doesn't mean it has to be ending with him, right? I mean, if he cheated, then he's a scumbag, and I will personally would love to kick his ass. But okay, I will work for Hannah's happy ending. I think it's a better idea. If it takes two to tango, okay. I don't know where Luke went up, but whatever. Becky's words are still fresh in my mind. And I can't help but think that the girl, lucky woman that she is, has a point. If I love Luke, I'll have to fight for him, don't I? So far, I've been doing nothing and sitting on my behind, hoping it will fix itself. This whole mess definitely is going to fix itself. How dare that woman try to drunk our name and our relationship through the mood with her lies. And at my own party. Determination fires me up as I take a step forward in the middle of the fray. All the while she has been screaming. I silence of her first security stop, and I can already feel the glow on my face's eyes staring hers. She wilts as soon as she sees me. She starts to grow anxious, and her protests die down. I can see her haughty, angry expression turns into a horrified realization. Rightfully so, she should be scared. What is that thing they say again? Never wake a sleeping dragon. Yeah. Or basically try not to piss off a calm person. Because calm people usually keep all the anger they had, even at some points, accumulated. And once it accumulates too far, boy, they can throw you at really crazy situation. They often think that Luke is the one in charge, that he is the one to be feared and appeased. They think me as only the pretty wife. They forget that I'm just as capable, just as worthy of respect.
I invite you, my friend, into my house on a day of merriment. And you insult my name and accuse my husband of infidelity. What have I ever done to make you treat us with such disrespect? You are no longer welcome in any of our estates, our properties, and our businesses. And we will no longer patronize yours.
Nice!
Now, escort the girl and make sure she isn't standing even an inch within our grounds.
She looks devastated. Reasonable. This does make her into a pariah, doesn't it? I should feel concerned, but I can't find even an inkling of mercy within me. Nice! I don't know what her plan was. I don't know what she wanted to make out of this. The money? Look, it doesn't matter what she wanted.
You won't show your face to me ever again if you know what is good for you, Rochelle. Take her away.
The tension is thick in the air, and the silence that embraces the room is so sad that one can practically hear a pin drop. There are worried and almost fearful glances from some of the guests, but they all know this is well within my right. She's the one who started this whole dilemma. It just happens that I am the one ending it. As long as everyone holds their tongue and don't interfere, none of the consequences matter to me. Especially when my darling looks at me with a different shine in his eyes. It almost seems as if he's proud of what I've done, and that spurs me on more than anything. Unless I still act upset, because this does not change what just happened. He still has a lot to answer to. Because even if the woman is lying, there is always an inkling of truth in every lie. So when I turn on him to say that the shock he displays brings me gratification is an understatement. Of course, there is no reason to make a husband-wife spat in the public spectacle. Some privacy will generate the least number of headaches and complications. Everyone is still far too busy in the ballroom, and most of the staff are still in the kitchen. A sharp glance at anyone who will go through the doors is all it takes to make them retreat. And the most pride we can get without me dragging Luke all the way to our bedroom is the foyer.
And you. We are going to talk about this, Lucille Mitchell-Wright.
Heh.
Not now, but we will talk about this.
Right! I swear that is not my child, no matter what that woman says. Hannah, darling, you believe me, don't you?
I believe that it isn't your child. But you never said that you did not cheat on me with her. We'll have a talk about that tomorrow, among other things.
What for? What other things?
About us, Luke. This isn't right, this doubting each other and not talking. That's why we'll talk. If anyone needs me, I'll be in our room. I'm in no mood to be talking with anyone about anything, especially nosy baggers who have no business with any of it.
Should I be worried? Scared? Because you know threats do not work with me, Hannah.
None of those. You should know I'm not your enemy, Luke. I need rest. That's all.
Of course, you must be so tired. You've earned some peace. I'll take over the party from here.
Good night, love.
Good night, Buttercup.
Sometimes forget that leaving Luke to handle the party is a horrible idea. In the aftermath of Rochelle's accusations, Hannah banned her former friend from setting foot in any of their properties. She was then seen dragging her husband all the way to the mansion's foyer in order to set things straight with him. Because come morning, the dining hall is a mess with a few of his drunk friends sleeping about. At least it doesn't mean men and women are scattered about, sleeping like they are in alcohol-induced comas. Even Officer Lee is there, sleeping off the effects and still clutching a bottle of a 1998 Jubilee. Wasn't he bound as well? No doubt Luke has served some of his stores and absinthe. James the faint burnt smell, they had set fire to the latter too, in a way bohemian. There is only so much I can tolerate, as we have Johannes retrieve every single one and get them a cup. And they are everywhere. A table on it, underneath it, and some are even in the kitchen.
Nap time is over, Kinder. Time to go.
And oh dear, does this piece our valet, for he's still a man of silent fury. Although it is a threat to hear him utter curses in German from the other room. How can you not like Johannes as well? He's amazing. I imagine Luke will be amused as well if it isn't his guests that are being thrown out. Instead, he's brooding in his seat, rolling a stalk of daffodil in between his fingers.
He's energetic, and you aren't drunk. That, or you are getting better with handling your hangovers without your dog hairs. Should I be looking out the window to see if the sky has turned red and if pigs have started to fly?
I am unfortunately completely sober, Hannah.
And how does it feel not being hungover?
Still miserable.
It'll get better.
Or so they say. You wanted to talk about something?
You know, for once, I wish you were hungover. Maybe this isn't the best time for this talk.
No, please. I do not like loose ends. And this is a bloody ugly loose end.
True.
Then, first things first, I want you to be honest with me, just between the two of us. Without others to impress, without people listening in. Just you and me. Did you or did you not sleep with Rochelle Lee and got her pregnant?
I didn't get her pregnant. But the thought of having a child with her? Can you just imagine it? Or rather, don't. I can already see it. It'll look like that ruddy pig boy from that Young Wizard book.
I don't care about once upon a time. What I'm asking is if you were with her the other night during my party.
Him not showing up in most of the gatherings I've hosted in the past is nothing new, of course. The one I've had last week is no different. It's merely another thing I've gotten used to between us after things turned sour. But after Rochelle's outburst last night, I won't deny feeling the disappointment. The betrayal. What's done is done, however, for at the very least, I still want to hear the truth from him.
She made me meet with her the night of your party. But I swear, I only agreed to go so that I could tell her I wasn't having none of it. It isn't my baby. I don't even think it's Lee's. Poor bloke. I mean, I probably slept with her once.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We were probably incredibly drunk, but that would have been a long time ago before she was preggo.
Are you sure, Luke? You're not making anything up or leaving anything out?
Of course not. I swear it on my mother's grave.
He swears it, he says as he hands me the flower with such tenderness. And I believe him. What?
Well, if that's all you wanted to talk about, you shouldn't have made me worry.
But he still cheated, damn it!
For the sake of my sanity and for the sake of our marriage, I'll pretend that you never said any of that. Are you sure you aren't drunk now?
Haven't had a single drop and hating it.
Would you like something to drink? Because I'm not done.
Yes.
I have something else to tell you.
No thanks, maybe I will after this little talk you wanted to have. I already told you, and you already said you believe me that the brat isn't my child. I already spilled that I might have had drunken sex with her once, and you wish to wipe that off your memory. So do we have anything else to talk about? Because have at it, I'm all ears.
You're pretty miffed for someone who just admitted to his wife that he's cheated.
And you're stalling. I can tell that incident has you shaken up. So why don't you just spit it out and get this all over with?
I'm pregnant.
Where did that come from?
What? Come again?
You heard me.
You've got to be kidding, right? This must be some kind of joke. Are you taking the piss at me? Because, woman, I don't need a second fake pregnancy.
Instead of answering, however, I stay silent and let the matter of the fact sink into his head. His face heats up for a moment before he goes pale. He raises his hand in the hopes of asking for a drink, but the morning staff are still busy evicting the last of his inebriated companions. And he doesn't even bother to bark out orders as if he's lost his very voice. Actually, looks like he's on the verge of hyperventilating.
This is Anna, darling. I need some air. How long have you been?
3 months. And the twins. Although we don't know yet if they're a boy or a girl or both.
Good God! Twins! I'm going to be a father to 2 tiny babies. Breathe, Luke! Breathe!
Goodness, Luke, I'm the one who's pregnant here, not you.
No, don't touch me! Stay away!
A scream cuts off my amusement, and without thinking I look and I rush to the foyer. Ooh, you know what? Hannah confronted Luke. Regarding last night's drama, he confessed he slept with Rochelle but insisted that he is not the father of her child. Accepting his apology, Hannah then informed him that she's 3 months pregnant. Their talk was interrupted when a crazed officer Lee refused to leave the mansion, screaming about helping a crying woman. Seriously. Alright. I bet you also have suspicions about what crying woman we are this freaking note in the journal refers to. Let's find out if our suspicions are true in the next one tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you there. Bye bye.